kids can read.
Hello and welcome to my crib and to another video, and today I'm bringing you a book haul because I have managed to accumulate enough books for the entire country of England, and that means I need to do a video. So I've got some books that I've received a review and some books that I bought because retail therapy is a key and a great way to cure depression for a tiny little moment. And when you're feeling down, buying a book, believe it or not, makes you feel so much better. Well, it does for me anyway. But hey, it's great because you guys get to see a book haul. So I'm going to start with the books that I received for review. The first of which I received unsolicited. This is from Penguin Random House and they sent me Winter by Marissa Meyer, and of course this is in the Lunar Chronicles series. So I purchased this as part of a buy one get one half price deal from Waterstones. So when this came in a few days later after that, I was like, well shit, what am I gonna do? So I ended up returning it to Waterstones and got another book instead, of course. So I'm killing two birds with one stone there. So yes, thank you very much to Penguin Random House for sending this to me though. I am entirely grateful. This book is huge, guys, it's huge. It's like over 800 pages. It's like the biggest book in the series so far. Now I have read Cinder and Scarlet, absolutely loved and adored them. I need to request in order to read this, but it's great now that I have this because that way I can do so and read Crest and then this. But I've heard really great things about this book so far and that is really, really good. So I'm looking forward to this. Thank you to the publisher for sending this to me. I'm so grateful and I really, really look forward to reading it. So yes, thank you. This next book came from Bloomsbury. This is Mistletoe and a Mr. Right by Lila Payne, and this is a Christmassy novel and I believe it has 2 stories in it. 2 heartwarming romances to occur with at Christmas. So I'm going to try and see if I can fit this into December to read, if not January, somewhere where it's kind of snowy and cold. Either way, cold weather is a great way to read this sort of book. Yes, it's kind of romantic and very cheesy and very because who wants love at this time of year? So yes, 2 stories, and I just noticed on the back here that that the main character of one of these stories flies to Ireland. So what a great way to start a story there. So this. Oh, look at the cute little doggy on the back there, that's so cute. Look at the cute doggy. So yes, I look forward to reading this Christmassy tale. The next book I got sent to was from Indigo. This is Wolf by Ryan Gordon. I've heard fantastic things about this so far from my blogger friends, and I believe this is about a girl in Nazi, and she's 17 years old, she's part of the resistance and she has one mission to kill Hitler. So it sounds really good. There's a quote from Laini Taylor at the top where it says, wild and gorgeous, vivid and consuming. I loved it. So I've had fantastic things which intrigues me to read this, and I'm super excited. Thank you to Indigo for giving this to me. This next book is sent from Quercus and this is called Brooklyn Girls Coco by Gemma Burgess. Now I believe this is a series with different girls that have their own sort of stories. I'm not sure whether you have to read them in a particular order or whether you can just read their own little story. So that one I sort of need to check up on, but it seems like a real quirky, fun, girly read, so thank you to Quercus for this. This next book was sent by Piccadilly and Hotkey, and this is the first book that is in this series. There are a few books out at the moment, but I haven't read the first book, so they very, very kindly sent me the first book to give a read first. And this is called The Rise and Rise of Tabitha Baird. It's by Arabella Ware, and it sounds hilarious and a really, really fun read, and really, really easygoing. It seems like a very, very quick read and probably won't take me long to read this book. So this would be one of those books that I would like chuck in at the end of the month to try and enjoy it and give it a read. So thank you to Hotkey and Piccadilly. And the final book that I got sent for review I'm so super excited for. It comes out in January and this is called Inferno by Catherine Doyle. This is book number 2 and this series is called the Blood for Blood Saga. I loved the first book, absolutely adored it. It was so good. It's like a YA retelling on Romeo and Juliet and it's so good. The guys in it are like hot and just the storyline is compelling. It's very, very addictive. I found it very hard to put down and I'm very, very thankful to Chicken House for sending this to me. I'm so grateful, and it's definitely going to be a read that I want to pick up soon, but I'm super pumped for this one, so thank you so much, and I really look forward to reading this. So now I move on to the books that I purchased. I went a bit out of control this month, like I say, because of many reasons. I've had very high anxiety, and I've been very depressed and down for the reasons that I've said in the previous video, so I don't really want to go into detail about that, but that is the reason why for this book buying. Just in case you were like, hey, you're on this 5 to 1, you were doing so well. Yeah, I know I was, but yeah, I'm sorry, okay, I'm really sorry. But the first book that I have purchased from Amazon, and this is Every Last Word by Tamara Ironstone. I'm actually currently reading this. I'm 100 pages at the moment, and I'm really enjoying it. This was actually a book that I mentioned on my anxiety and mental illness TBR that I want to read, because obviously I suffer with it, I know people that suffer with it, and I think it's just really intriguing to read YA books with it in. And I'm actually really enjoying this so far. This is about a gal who has severe OCD, and she also has anxiety because of it, and you can really honestly tell that she is struggling with it. There is a burden in her life, and her friends don't even know about it, and you can really see her suffering, and it really gets you here because of that, so you really do feel for the main character. So I'm really enjoying it so far. I really look forward to seeing how this book is going to turn up in the end, but it's so good so far, honestly. This is the book that I replaced Winter when I returned it back, and I got Tonight These Streets Are Ours by Layla Sales. She is the author of This Song Will Save Your Life, which I haven't read yet, but I've had really good things about because it's got music into it, and this is her road trippy sort of novel. I haven't had anybody talk about this book so far, but I love the cover to it. It feels so good, and yeah, I love road trippy sort of novels. They are really adventurous. They make you want to venture in on a road trip and all that sort of jazz, so I'm looking forward to this one. This next book I bought from Amazon as well, because I was like, you know what, I need this book in my life. I really want to get it, and I really want to pick it up and read it pretty damn soon because it sounds so good. This is called The Rain by Virginia Bergin, and what I like about the word rain is the droplets of water actually like bubbles on the cover, and this is about rain where it is toxic. One drop will kill you, and that completely has sold me. It's this dystopian book. I love my dystopian books. I think they're really cool and different and original when they are done well, and I know Sam from Culture and Crumbs loves this book, so yes, I was like, you know what, it's about time that I picked this up. There's a sequel called The Storm, and that is out at the moment, and I was like, you know what, I want to give this a read, and for some reason it is drawn to me at the moment, so I'm probably going to pick this up pretty soon, if not at the beginning of the year, but hopefully I do enjoy it when I get around to it. These next few books I got at an Oxfam bookstore, which is a charity shop that sells books, so I did my good bit for charity there. That's my good side of me doing my bit for charity, and they were actually really thankful that I bought some books there, and I felt quite good for actually giving money to charity as well in that sense. But I picked up some gems there, and it's great because I haven't been charity shopping in a while, so I was like, yes, you know what, I've got some spare time before I start work, let's do it. So the first book that I picked up is Soulless by Gail Carriger, and she's like a steampunky sort of novel. She is the author of the Curtis Conspiracies book series, and this is another one. I haven't had anyone talk about this one, but inside it are vampire werewolves and parasols, so I was like, you know what, it sounds really fun. This next book is also a vampire novel, and this is Infinite Days by Rebecca Maisel. No one's really talked about this on BookTube, but I love my vampire books, so I thought, you know what, I'm gonna pick this up and give it a read. This next book I picked up is a hardback book, and I thought it was really cool. I missed the first time walking around. I always walk around stores like twice just in case I miss stuff, which is true, it does happen. And I got The Stone Testament by Celia Rees. I love the cover to this book. I think it's pretty cool. I don't know if you can see that, but it kind of shimmers with those sort of symbols. And this is really interesting because this is about Zyla, and they wake up knowing that everyone in the house is dead. And across the globe, the children of the Sixth Dawn foresee the day as the end of the world, and they make their choice, but she survived. And on the inside there is a map, and it's the same on the back here, so I think that is pretty cool. But just to show you, because I was like showing what's underneath, it's just black with silver writing, and I just love the little insect there. So what that has to do with the story, I don't know, but there's nothing that's really wrong with this. It doesn't even look like it's been read, to be honest. There's just a dirt mark there and a little bash on the corner, but this was only like a couple of pounds, so I thought that was really, really good for a hardback book, and it just sounds so good. I think books that have things where like end of the world sort of thing in, I think that's really cool because it just draws me in. This next book is another hardback book, and this is I Was Jane Austen's Best Friend by Cora Harrison. This sounds really hilarious and really fun, and yes, it's kind of girly, it's really pretty, and on the inside it's just kind of pink, which is nice, and this just sounds really, really cool, and it's just about Jane Austen's best friend, and it's a secret diary, so it sounds like it's going to be really fun and hilarious, and I look forward to reading this. But this book looks like it is practically brand new, and this was only a couple of quid as well, so I couldn't go wrong with this. This next book that I picked up is a book by Jodie Picoult, and I got picture perfect, and I don't know what the present has got to do with this. It seems kind of Christmassy, but on the inside it is about a woman, and she finds herself lying in a graveyard, hurt and bleeding. Her memory is wiped clean and she doesn't know what she's doing there or even who she is. Now straight away from that paragraph I picked it up and I was like, yes, I want this. This was only like £2 as well, and again it's a hardback book, and this is on the inside, nice and white and red, so definitely got a Christmassy sort of feel to it, so I have no idea what that is about it. But obviously Jodie Picoult, she's a great storyteller. She's had books that have turned into movies, so she's international, she's #1, and I'm just like, you know what, this book has definitely sold me, and it sounds so good, and I'm probably going to pick it up really soon because I kind of want to know what's happened to this woman. And the final book that I picked up at Oxfam Books was The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime by Mark Haddon, and this book I've been looking for everywhere. I've seen it in a couple places. Kind of didn't really want to pay like full price for it, even though I kind of did as well. I was just like, I keep seeing it, I really want to read it. This is about a boy with Asperger's syndrome, and my brother has that, and I know a couple of other people that have it, and some people have it stronger than others, and there's different types and all that, but it is a form of autism, which again is a mental illness, so this is added to my TBR to read. This just sounds really intriguing because it is told from their perspective, so it's really interesting how they think, because their minds are different to others. They are very, very intelligent, and I was just like, you know what, I remember my mum reading this and she said it was really good, and this was a fair few years ago. I was really young, and yeah, so I thought I would definitely give this book a read. It looks like it's only been read once, but I'm really intrigued and definitely want to give this a bash, but I'm looking forward to it, and it seems so good. So there's only a couple of books left of the haul now before we finish, and this next book is called The Secret Fire by C.J. Doherty and Karina Rosenfeld. Now C.J. Doherty is the author of the Night School series, which is a vampire series, which have really good things for my blogger friends again, so they all read pretty damn good books, let's just put it that way. And I love the cover to this book. I think it's intriguing. I don't really know what this book is about, but something about this book in Waterstones was just drawing me to it, and I was like, you know what, I want to pick it up and give it a read and just see what it's like. But I think somebody on Twitter said that they really enjoyed this, so that's a good thing to hear, I guess. But yeah, I'm intrigued. This final book was actually the first book that I bought this month. It was to my 5-to-1 book challenge, so I did really well, but hey, you know, things happen. And this book is Soundless by Rochelle Mead. You know what, it's actually a lot smaller than I thought it was going to be. She is the author of the Vampire Academy series and the Bloodline series, and this is her new book. Sounds so good. I've already read a sample of it, and that was really enjoyable, so I was like, you know what, I need to get this book. So this is basically about like a world where sound just doesn't exist until one day the main character all of a sudden can hear something, and she's just like, what? So yeah, it sounds crazy and mental, and I just think it's different. I really like different stories and how they are come about, and yeah, so it sounds really cool, and I definitely look forward to getting this read. It's fairly short, it's less than 300 pages, which is really interesting, but I like it, and I like how there's just sort of that oriental feel to this, and I think that is really cool and really intriguing. So I'm now going to attempt to pick all of these books up. Not entirely sure how I'm going to do this. I think if I put the review books on top of the ones I bought, that's a great start. And now I'm going to lift from the bottom. Oh, there we go. Oh, actually, this is kind of comfy. I'm gonna sit like this. So these are all the books that I have hauled to you today. If you have read any of these or find any of these intriguing, then please do let me know down in the comments below. It would be great to hear your input on them, especially if you have read them. If there's any books that you would like me to read next that you definitely would recommend out of these, then please do let me know as well. But thank you very much for watching my video as always. It really does mean a lot. Keep smiling, keep reading, and be happy. My name is Katie, and I'll see all of you wonderful people in my next video. Bye! Okay, now I need to somehow put these down. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. I'm scared. It's not going well already. Not going well. Behave, books, behave. Ah, good. Good, my precious.